Alright, ladies and gents, welcome to our live coverage here at ESL for the first map in Group A between TyLoo and Immortals. Both these teams will be coming into this one at obviously 0 and 0. One sec, just changing a couple settings. But Eric, how's it going, man? If you can hear me, you doing all good? Hello, Eric? Are you there, sir?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, there you are. How's it going, man?
Pretty good. Knife round?
Yeah, we are live into the knife round between TyLoo and Immortals, and it should be a fairly interesting game, obviously being the first map for both these teams at LAN. In terms of predictions, I think most people would say Immortals, but would you agree with that, or do you maybe side with the Chinese squad here today?
Yeah, I mean, definitely Immortals. Like, I think they're just gonna dominate this game. So, unless TyLoo just created like a bunch of new strats, like between iBuyPower and now, I just see like Immortals just running away with this match.
Yeah, of course, Immortals taking down Cloud9, which was somewhat of, I would say, an upset. A lot of people fancy Cloud9 to take that, but Immortals taking it 2-1 in the end. Lustri didn't have the greatest of games from his own high expectations and standards. But here on Mirage, do you feel this really favours a certain team? Is this a map that both teams are happy on, you'd say?
I think this is actually like a comfort map for TyLoo, but at the same time, like this is like one of Immortals' best maps. So like, unless they have like a strategy or they just went with the comfort map, like you're not gonna get Immortals on a bad map in a best of one where you get to ban 3 maps, right? So, or they get to ban 3 maps. So I mean, Immortals is gonna, I don't know, they're just gonna stomp this, I think, and unless TyLoo can get like, you know, both pistol rounds, maybe first gun rounds, maybe if Immortals didn't watch some of the demos from TyLoo, they could get caught off guard by a couple cheeky plays, but I think it should go for Immortals here.
Yeah, I certainly agree with that. I think it should be a fairly convincing victory. I guess with it being the first game of the day and indeed the first game of the tournament, maybe this is where Immortals could get caught off guard a little bit. You know, notoriously some teams do start a little bit slower, but I'm really trying to scrape the bottom of the barrel, right? Because this definitely should be Immortals' game. And we are going to be live now with TyLoo starting on the CT side. Be curious to see if there's too much utility. Seems fairly standard. Well, Immortals, they put quite a lot of investment into these smokes and the nades here.
Yeah, it looks like it's probably just going to be a smoke right side of A, jump out halls, push spawn kind of strat, the classic Mirage strat. Nothing fancy here, and it works very well as well.
Yeah, they are going to be stacking over on the A side as well. You can see 3 players, Palace 2 in ramp. Bomb carrier is going to be Steel, and meanwhile TyLoo are occupying mid and be a whole lot more, so it looks like it could be some kind of a retake coming in with a couple of HEs. It's going to be down to Attacker to see what he can get done at the CT boxes. We'll have Mo just behind him, but he's been forced off the site for now. The flashes are going to be coming in, however, almost blinding the entirety of Immortals. Problem is, though, that they're getting frags, and Bolt has gone in with the first headshot. Bomb gets planted behind it, and now Attacker is going to come back for a couple of his own. And meanwhile, DD up on the stairs, trying to connect some shots with the CZ. He's going to land one, bringing it back onto a 3-on-3. Problem now, though, is no nades. So TyLoo are going to have to get this done raw. They are landing headshots. What the hell is going on? Henny's suddenly all that remains for the Brazilians. In a 3-on-3, you thought this was dead to rights, but TyLoo have picked it up. What the hell was that?
That was a crazy good retake, honestly. Like, I mean, usually on that, in this scenario here, you want to just wait for the CT spawn to push, the terrorists to push CT spawn and just retake it from that way. But they have the majority of their players just retaking from jungle, and they just hit some good shots. And like, I was surprising. That's a really surprising round. Like, they won that. That was a good job by TyLoo.
Yeah, great retake. It wasn't looking too great. For those of you that are saying what's going on with the volume and such, just go for a refresh on the stream, guys. Should fix most of the Twitch issues. But the time being, it's going to be Steel that comes in for the opening one tap onto Mo. Dead and buried he will go. And that's a heavy investment into this round as well. Look at all those assault rifles. So if Immortals can even scamper out this round with 3 or 4 frags, that's really going to hurt TyLoo. They have answered back, though, early doors with a kill onto Bolts. And very much a split and pick formation for Immortals. Looks like they could congregate on towards A, coming up through underpass and mid. But for the time being, TyLoo should have this this round pretty convincingly, to think.
Yeah, they're just looking to get some 1Ds here, get any kind of guns they can get down, because they're going to buy next round. And it's actually good that, as I say that, it's good that they bought all these rifles, because they want to get them into the next round. But if they can't get them into the next round and Phelps just goes nuts, then this is going to be a hard round to swallow for TyLoo.
Absolutely. Just mentioned before how heavy the investment was. I was thinking, okay, they should take this. Maybe they'll take a death or two, but no, it's going horribly
like,
wrong.
They could have brought those rifles into the third round. It would have been really awesome for them. But if you're just going to get one deeged, and you know, Phelps starting out hot here. He's the player to watch, I think, on Immortals as well.
Oh, absolutely. He had fantastic finals alongside Bolts. Bolts and Phelps really were the two players. DD has got the one kill, but probably not too much longer for this world. And whatever happens, whether he even picked up that third frag or not, the bomb was going to get detonated anyway. So Immortals will take round 2, breaking the dreams of TyLoo. You're expecting to see a force in here for TyLoo. I mean, majority of CT side surely just go for force rather than double ecoing. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, I mean, they'll have to double eco regardless, so looks like attacker. Yep, looks like everyone's going to get an op on DD here, so yep, they're going to be forcing back. Mo not going to be forcing just because he's the opper, and he's just going to want to save for an op, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Up as soon as possible. UMP, they do have a little bit of firepower to play with. Of course, Immortals just utilised those deagles to devastatingly strong effect against TyLoo in the previous round, but they only have one of them on Mo. And meanwhile, Bolts is going to land a touchdown alongside Henny onto Fancy. And mid-control, certainly prevalent for the Brazilians. 4 players up there are looking to filter out through short. They are going to get the better of somebody, and in doing so, this round really likely will slip away. And it's just got a whole lot worse. Mo gets put down with authority, courtesy of Bolts.
Steel still on T-spawn. Gonna get a flanker coming from A. And I think Steel is the new in-game leader for Immortals, is that correct?
I believe you might be right, yeah.
Yeah, so I think he's taking over the in-game leading. I don't think Bolts is, but I think Steel should be the new in-game leader. So I'm actually interested to see like how he's gonna play, and I don't know, just see how well he's going to be able to perform being the new in-game leader for them, because he didn't have that good of a series in the finals of iBuyPower, actually. I would say, like, pretty similar performance to Zeus, even, really. So, just going to see how, like, well he's going to play this event.
Yeah, he's certainly one of those guys that you're looking towards to see if Immortals can break out the groups, because I think a lot of people would fancy Immortals to maybe be in that sort of 4th place, just below G2 Astralis and... Who's the other one in this group?
We have Liquid in the group.
Liquid, yeah.
Yeah. No, I definitely think Immortals can get through. How many... Does a team actually go home today?
I believe so. I think we do have a team going home today. I'm not 100% on that. I will double check it, of course. There's a lot of games coming up today, guys. We're just talking over DD trying to save this UMP. Of course, the round is already lost. But I will poke one of the admins between this map and the next one. I think we've got 7 best of ones, potentially 8, depending on if it goes to tiebreaker, which is possible in both of the groups.
Oh, okay.
So I'm quite curious to see how it plays out. But TyLoo, we're just going to have that one UMP to play with. Don't expect to see a great deal of investment behind this for the Chinese. It's the whole point of getting that force buy in the previous round.
Yeah. Yeah, this will kind of be just a throwaway round. Probably going to have Steel... No, he's not going to poke an A. Same anti-eco again, just pushing out mid, looking for these long-range battles, easy frags, and then you have Steel just holding T-spawn very passively.
Yeah, pretty passive stuff. I suppose in these kind of rounds, when you know you're up against pistols by and large, you're almost expecting some kind of aggressive play. It's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially the way TyLoo play, they are an aggressive team.
Yeah, TyLoo just will randomly push things, and like things that you wouldn't expect people to push. Like TyLoo will just walk push, so just waiting for them to be aggro, I think, might be the play Immortals goes with. But at the same time, I think this first gun round, Immortals will probably just disrespect TyLoo and just try running a fast strat and just, you know, use their individual talent to just run TyLoo over.
Yeah, this next round is the reason for TyLoo's couple of weaknesses. Wanted to get as good a buy as possible. They do have an AK in somebody's hands. This would bolster their buy into the next round if you can manage to keep it, but obviously behind enemy lines at this stage, the bomb planted on A. Does get the first kill. Problem is, his position is compromised, so 1-1 trade really not a terrible result for Immortals, keeping that AK away from the CTs. Now they will have a solid buy, Mo with the AWP of course, and the rest of his team will have M4s alongside it. So let's see how Immortals decide to punch in round 5.
Yeah, I mean, TyLoo is going to have to come up and get some frags here. Whoa. Sorry, I just had a sound issue on my side. Yeah, I mean, TyLoo is going to have to get some really good frags here and just really have Immortals respect them for them to get some rounds here on CT side. Immortals just going to fly out top middle, and TyLoo is actually taking control of top middle. This is actually an awesome play. This is the play that they need to really make Immortals respect them, so I like this from them.
Yeah, you can see that TyLoo definitely putting some doubt in the back of the Brazilian's mind. The bomb's also been dropped in a horrendous position as DD is looking for that one-on-one trade up against Steel. And meanwhile, Fancy's trying to push his way up to Connector. Has spotted bolts on the cross. Does land a bullet onto him. Just 15 health is lost in the process. Looking to finish off what he started, but down he goes. And DD caught with a smoke out is the next to fall. Immortals will take the round, but as he said, it definitely does keep Immortals on the tiptoe. He's not sure what to expect now from the Chinese.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate that play from TyLoo running out middle, trying to just win the early round battles, because I really think Immortals is going to have a big advantage mid-rounds and late rounds, because they're just going to be able to outsmart TyLoo individually and as a team. So TyLoo just trying to get some frags early on. I think that's honestly some of their best bets to win rounds. So didn't work out for them, though, so now it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to approach their CT side.
Yeah, match paused. Immortals pretty much rolling in the money at this stage. 11k on Steel, and he could get dropped across an AWP if he so chooses. Typically the guy that's going to be using that gun. It really comes down to whether you fancy it, though. Honestly, full assault rifles in a round where you probably guess that TyLoo are going to have pistols at best. May not be a terrible call just to go for the full AKs. Well, they got the M4 in the hands, but full assault rifles. But we know that he does like to use the AWP, of course. He's a pretty explosive AWPer.
Yeah, he probably doesn't even need to grab the op here. He could grab like an SMG, scout into the site.
Yeah.
So I would expect Henny to do that. I don't think he really needs to grab an op right now.
Absolutely.
They already have 4 rifles on the board.
Yeah.
See what he does though. Oh,
He does
he's
go for
up.
it.
Don't question the man.
Well, I guess even if he does lose it at this stage, they've got more than enough money to replenish it into the next round. But I agree. I kind of think that maybe an SMG would have been the play.
Maybe they're thinking some crazy TyLoo forced by strats coming out.
Yeah,
you know, I've actually seen them just like randomly force some rounds and actually win them, but maybe they're just playing it safe, right?
For sure. I think TyLoo do have a bit of that unknown quantity. They're not as scoutable as all other teams at this kind of level are, so it certainly could be something in the back of the minds of Immortals right now. Yeah,
Immortals just going with the same anti-eco, right? They're just going to take top mid control, look for any engagement. Phelps just on top of Catch window. Phelps using Molotov to clear out window as well. So, same anti-eco going down.
Yeah, as soon as that molly lands, it's a case of bullets or fire. Pick the poison. Somebody does try on the cross to get the headshot. I think he actually did land it onto Bolt, but not enough to put him down instantly. At least the idiot who gets knifed by Steel. Money in the bank. Gets shanked. And now TyLoo will be able to buy it again, but Immortals to a pretty crisp start.
So it looks like somebody is going to be opping. So Mo usually a double op. Fancy actually just going to probably grab middle here with the spawn he has. And usually Mo's their opper, but he's just going to give it away to Fancy and somebody. So this is their response to double op.
Interesting that neither of the orbs would go in the hands of Mo. As you say, could very well be off spawns. See that Fancy peeking through mid, doesn't get anything for his trouble, so he's going to be backing away. Meanwhile, Immortals will be pushing their way onto the B app side. The frags are going the way of the Chinese, though. 3 in quick succession. Both the AWPs ring out for kills, and DD with the M4 will put it to good use. And now both Immortals players scratching their heads, wondering what the hell they can do from this situation. Are clumped together, and it seems like TyLoo have read this one perfectly. Bomb gets dropped courtesy of DD, leaving Henny with it all to do with the AWP. He knows roughly where DD is. Lands a beautiful no-scope on the cross, but somebody retaliates. So TyLoo only lose to 1 player.
Great job by Henny there. That was pretty sick. And actually, a really good job by TyLoo. Like, 4 people staying alive is like one of the best scenarios you could have coming from TyLoo there. So hopefully, even if they get reset here, they'll probably be forcing next round. And Phelps grabbing the op, gonna get a window peek here. When they spawn.
Peering in, yeah, but no one's home that. Again, double up. And once again, TyLoo going aggressively through mids. Fancy did just catch a glimpse of a second player joining Phelps. Flash not quite landing where he hoped. It's not going to cost him a great deal anyway. Not going to get charged down from mid. Immortals looking in a pretty solid position, even though they did lose that previous round.
Yeah, they're just going back to their default, really. They tried a little bit of a fast strat on the B, got shut down, so they're going towards mid control, which is smart.
First kill has gone the way of TyLoo. As Mo is going to keep Fancy alive, who's still darting around in the shadows of window. Phelps now does jump in there. Fancy's going to get picked off from behind. Looks to try and transfer his spray, but he's not going to get it done. In the meanwhile, the Terrorists are now going to be barreling out of Palace. Phelps and Bolts both with the frag. Smoke for Bolts is not going to be good enough, and down he goes to somebody. So TyLoo, fair play to them. After a shaky start, they have got 2 rounds in the bounce, but the Terrorists will be right back in with another buy.
Yeah, this is going great for TyLoo. This is what I want to see. I want to see a close match. I want to see TyLoo or Immortals get tested from TyLoo. So I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And it seems like Mo, I don't know if he's just like not feeling the op, but I guess somebody's just gonna keep it.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Maybe just not feeling it. Not 100% sure on what's happening there, but so far, so good for TyLoo. Well, I say that, but Mo's gone down, peeking out of connector. And this now is going to leave A little bit vulnerable, as attacker's going to have to relocate to watch window. We've already seen that Immortals were happy enough to jump into window earlier. So that is keeping TyLoo on the back foot. Fancy needs to come in now from B in order to watch window for his team. So you can see how that's dictating the round now for TyLoo. They're being forced into corners they're probably not very comfortable with, and it's gone horribly wrong. There's yet another player bites the dust. Fancy now, all that remains. He's been flashed, and it's going to be a flawless round for Immortals after losing 2 on the bounce.
Yeah, they just got slaughtered there. And I think those are the situations where I think are going to really hurt TyLoo when they're down a man. And, like, what do the TyLoo players have to do to, like, you know, even the match back up? Or what are their new responsibilities for each of the individual players? So I think that's where they're really going to struggle in those, you know, down man situations. And Immortals just running out a ramp, kills the guy, off in halls. Just individually everywhere you could see Immortals outplaying TyLoo that round.
Interestingly, now it's Mo who's going to take the AWP again. He went for the early peek in mid. Actually missed his shot on Phelps, who went out peeking first. Now you can see that this buy is as sketchy as you could really ask for. A couple CZs, a UMP. They've got the firepower to make this work, but it's the lack of utility that's going to be worrying TyLoo. Do you think that may force them into more aggressive sort of scouting situations here as a result of their lack of nades?
Yeah, it looks like they have like a little bit of a bait and switch set up here at A ramp. Fancy with a tiny crack in a spot one, and an attacker who's just juking flashes and just playing close to the CZ here. So they do have a little bit of a setup with their, you know, their very low buy here, which is good to see. But Mo is your man at middle, and he's just so committed. He's just so committed to middle that he's only gonna get one and, you know, go down.
Therein lays the issue. There's no way of fending off the avenging frag. Somebody is going to get the better of Steel, though, and trade out for an AK at the UMP beforehand. 40 seconds left, 3 on 3. Also a Molotov picked up by somebody. Meanwhile, Bomb was thinking about maybe going through onto the B-app side. Instead, Henny thinks better of his decision. Going to be scampering through T-spawn. 30 seconds now. And with Phelps in a pretty solid position in mids, they feel like they've got a bit more control over on the A side of the map. And the difference maker here could be Fancy with his CZ. He's playing close range. He's got the angle at headshot range, but he actually does whiff out his opportunity a little bit there. Fancy's going to get taken down from behind, and that's going to open up the site. 10 seconds left, though. All TyLoo need to do is land the one shot. That's a brilliant Molotov, though. It stops DD from peeking. Meanwhile, though, Henny is the last player left. He's going to have to go for this plant. He's going to get the plant down, but is he going to burn afterwards? Yes, he will. And TyLoo will take down the rounds. One that I thought would slip away from them. Very well played.
Yeah, I feel like TyLoo plays their best when they just have like a CZ and umps, and they just do random pushes. You saw someone at upper B push through with an ump. Got one guy flanking underpass, just unaware. So it seems like when they do these like random cheeky pushes is when they have their success, and that's probably why they play like this against, you know, a better team. But it was actually a good play by Immortals there. Henny saw one at A ramp, took a shot, and then didn't commit to the fight because he knew his teammate was flanking him at ramp. So good team play by Immortals, but the great Molotov on the bomb site just kind of ended the round, right?
Yeah, very well played. Realizing that the time was scarce and Henny had to stick on the site. He had no other choice. Reading the situation properly. And Mo is going to retain the AWP. I was curious if maybe somebody would take the second one from him, but he is happy enough to keep it again into this one. 3 players on A, a little bit more stack for the time being. Is TyLoo giving up a little bit more mid control? Fancy taking the more passive position on Catwalk.
Steal.
Lucas rip.
Ooh. Seal's waiting for that upper B push, and he just got... DD was actually already pushed up to his right and caught him off guard.
Now, TyLoo, even though they did lose the frag onto Fancy, they do retain the player advantage here. We've seen them be in this position before and not get too much luck from it, so let's see if they can clutch this one out. Somebody with a very aggressive push round the back. I think he may have heard a couple of footsteps on the T side. So the call will come
DD's
through.
rotating.
Yeah, instantly rotates. That's why that position's so important. That's why somebody goes for the aggressive play. And I like that he's staying here now instead of pushing around T-spawn, because I could get him killed. There's still enough time for Immortals to wrap themselves back onto the B side. So TyLoo playing this one very intelligently. Captain Mo, though, is going to land the shot onto Henny. And now they must realise it's going to be an A hit. They've heard the player in Palace. He's thrown out some utility. So is Lucas, who does actually get the frag onto Mo. So that's going to keep this round interesting. Meanwhile, though, somebody has now taken his opportunity to flank around the back. So he could be the determining factor as Bolts is going to go in and land the kill onto Attacker. Here comes somebody now with the UMP. He's been spotted, though. 22 seconds left. Once again, TyLoo just have to play the time, and it's going to go down for DD. What's happening here? Somebody's going to throw out the incendiary. That forces Lucas out into the open. Bolt has only got 11 health. One bullet should seal the deal, and somebody lands the clutch.
Oh, somebody. Hero of the round. Gave the information, clutching the 1v2. That was just well played all around. I mean, it got a little bit sloppy there, but I really like how somebody, like, he made the info play at middle, and he happened to have the ump, right? So, like, even if he happened to die, he had the worst gun on the team, so it's not that big of a deal if he happened to go down there. And I like how he just didn't commit to flanking right away, which is a mistake a lot of people do. But instead, waiting for the execute on the A bomb site and then flanking.
Yeah, it was fantastic, really. So there's about 50 seconds left when he got to that point where he could have kept pushing, so I certainly agree. I'm happy that he stuck around, played the patient game, bided his time. It was a bit sketchy for TyLoo, though. I felt like that could have been a much easier round, but they lost a couple of Angels on A that made somebody in that position to have to pull off the 2v1 clutch. This round, just the AK and a few upgraded pistols. The name of the game for Immortals. Phelps has gone in the mid, though, and picks up the kill onto Mo. So it's another round where you're thinking maybe TyLoo are going to start to get a stranglehold over this, but then you lose the first player, and it puts a lot of question marks.
DD's pushing up for B, too. This is why I'm saying, like, and he's going to get caught. Oh, Seal somehow doesn't punish that. He gets away with 6 HP, DD. Lucky.
Meanwhile, somebody is doing work with UMP. Long range, not necessarily the greatest weapon, but he's not up against a great deal. Bolts has an AK, but there it is. Ringing out for the kill. Meanwhile, DD comes up through underpass. Can hear movement to his right-hand side as Lucas lands the headshot onto Attacker. And with DD's health so low, Fancy could be in a position where he has to try and clutch this round. Can DD get another kill before he drops? Looking a bit precarious here, Eric, for TyLoo.
He actually thinks Lucas through the wall, Bolts trades the kill. And, you know, just these late rounds, just, you know, TyLoo is getting styled on. And Immortals is just playing so well late rounds and mid rounds.
This is it, though. Fancy, his position has not been compromised just yet, but he's too many options to choose from. And unfortunately, indecision will get him killed. Tried his best. Did land one kill at least, but TyLoo will concede the round. And a round they desperately needed to take. Would actually had them at even for the first time since the very beginning of this. 5-7 now the score.
I can't believe somebody didn't ask for a flash when he was peeking window. Like, he ended up just crossing window. He was stuck in the right side, and there's a ton of people on his team that had utility to help him get out of middle or even fight middle together if he had to peek. But he just, you know, ran past window and just, like, Bolts just had an AK in middle. It's easy frag. So, I don't know where the teamwork was there.
Those kind of plays that can really turn it around back in your favour as well. So, it hasn't been the smoothest transition so far for TyLoo. Maybe one of the reasons why we highlighted that Immortals certainly will be the favourites coming into this game. And now they have a real chance to end this half at least 8 or 9 rounds. Could very well be the full 10 here, as they've got the first kill. DD's the only player with Kevlar, and he is slightly behind the rest of his team. He's trying to peer his way into window. Phelps, meanwhile, is trying to enter his way onto the site. He's going out first. A player in front of him on the CT box has now spotted that, but Fancy lands the kill anyway with his P250, pardon me. And now somebody has his 5-7 and not much else. Down he goes, 8-5 now for Immortals.
So, Immortals has done the same anti-eco every single time. And TyLoo is just like, okay. I don't know if they're just like not reading it at all or what, but I mean they're just gonna go out middle and TyLoo is just, I don't know, you figured, like, after they've done it so many times, it's like, hey, let's create a strat, maybe, you know, do a pop flash at middle, try to kill people, you know, but they've been just kind of just doing their own thing.
They have gone for a half buy so they can afford a better buy in the next round. Of course, next round is the last one of the half. Somebody this time did go aggressive through underpass. I'm going to stick on board with him, even though Steel has got the first kill. And Lucas, so I was curious if you get round the back of Henny and maybe pick the AWP up for himself. Instead goes all the way round the back towards the T spawn. So now Immortals have got 2 players on B. I was going to say somebody may very well have been able to get a frag in mid onto Steel, and that could have made things interesting as Steel is the bomb carrier. But he will get the upper hand in that trade. 2-on-3, but Immortals now have control over the B side. And Phelps is going to town with the next 2 frags into Attacker and DD. As expected, 9-5. But TyLoo will be desperate to convert this final round.
Yeah, and even some of them are going to be kind of low on utility. Forcing a little bit too heavy, maybe. So DD only has 1 flash. A smoke. On almost every player, just DD missing it, so I mean, no Molotovs on the board, only 2 flashes, so maybe even forcing a little bit too much, but I mean, they're already down on so many rounds, they probably felt they needed to make something happen last round.
2-player stack for TyLoo just underneath the balcony. Hell breaking loose in mid, Bolt and DD both exchange frags. Steel, meanwhile, is going to go in for a kill of his own, but now Shadow is going to prove to be valiant and certainly valuable for Mo. As he comes through with a headshot. 3-on-3. Phelps spots a grenade going past him. I think he may have just caught a glimpse and certainly heard Fancy drop down and will land the frag in the backside. And now Mo, pretty much the last line of defense on A, is playing the CT boxes. Still a lot of time for Immortals to utilize. Bomb is now going to start to get planted and will be finalized. This is where somebody needs to come in and help his teammate out, but he's low. He's on 25 health. Just a small margin away from death. Here come the frags though for Captain Mo. Nearly gets the second one. At least it will be some information called from the grave, but somebody now has to go monumental to try and clutch this. Ooh. And it's not going to happen. Bolts puts him down for his 3rd kill of the round.
That was definitely doable there for somebody, knowing where both players were, but not able to get that kill on that guy underneath window. A little bit of an awkward angle for him.
18 for 8 here, Eric, for Bolts and Phelps. Again, it's the 2 guys you're expecting who are at the top. 35 kills between the 2 of them.
Yeah, this would be like, besides Henny only having 5 kills, I mean, Bolts and Phelps on Mirage are nuts, so it's well that their stars are playing well.
Absolutely, whereas for the TyLoo squad, it's really somebody in DD. The rest of the team lagging behind a little bit.
Yeah, losing those eco rounds were really tough for TyLoo, like, just losing to just Deagles and not even like any utility at all, just getting outshot, and then, you know, after they lose a guy, they just don't know how to play really, or you know, fill in those spots.
It's certainly a rough day at the office on Mirage for TyLoo, as they will be going through underpass. When I originally saw they were moving to, I assumed it would be your standard sort of B hit, but it's anything but. An attacker with the Glock is going to be trying to put down Bolts, but it's only going to end up costing him 26 health. And meanwhile, they are going to be boosting into the windows. DD's coming in with the Glock. He could really get this kill, but he runs out of bullets. Oh, what is happening? Somebody puts him down afterwards. And now Mo's going to be charging onto the site with his Glock instead. Henny and Lucas have a crossfire down, but it's going to be Phelps from behind who will silence Mo. Attacker, in the meanwhile, picks up the kill onto Henny. And now a 3-player strong TyLoo will get the bomb planted. Not up to the CTs to retake, and they've lost the first, so it's all on Steel.
Why is somebody facing that angle? Wow. Should be playing crossfires right now. Now it's on to Attacker and Fancy, which are both kind of low HP, so I mean, Steel has a kid. Now they're not peeking. Playing the bomb, playing smart. They should have a communication right now where, like, hey, I'm going to peek first when he taps it. He hasn't even tapped the bomb yet, so really no need to even face him, so... Good job by TyLoo there in the end. Great strat. It's actually interesting that I think Lucas had the dualies up on apartments, so I didn't get to see it happen, but would have been interesting.
Yeah, I was looking a little bit sketchy in a player Pete from Connector. I was thinking, oh, TyLoo, come on. This round has to be yours.
No, man. Sit in the corner. Get it. Yeah.
But to be fair, as you mentioned, they did play the 2v1 pretty solid. And so they will reap the rewards. Second pistol goes their way. In fact, I believe both pistols have gone their way, which again is maybe a cause for a bit of concern concerning about both pistols, and yet they still find themselves at a pretty significant deficit. Of course, they will be likely to close the gap, because they have full assault rifles again on the T side. So they've opted for 0 SMGs. Oh, sorry, they've got UMP. What am I talking about? They just got the 1 SMG.
Yeah. Yeah, very spread out, just looking to punish any push. Captain Mo just in apartments, Fancy holding ramp, 2 top mid, 1 holding super passively at B. So they're just looking to see if they can find any aggression out of Immortals.
Slow and steady wins the race. TyLoo are not going to be rushing in anytime now. And meanwhile, Immortals, they're not playing too aggro either. Pretty standard stuff. As Lucas is going to go down first to the 1 SMG. It's going to be Fancy that takes him down. That could very well open up A nicely. The Deagle in the hands of Bolts could definitely have something to say about that on the CT boxes.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a stack of Immortals reading it too. That's just going to be coming out A. And this could be dangerous.
Double connector. Bolts has an opportunity now to strike. There's the first one. And Fancy doesn't have a great deal of health, so can Bolts pull this one off? He's got himself a second kill. 2-on-2. Fancy's going to get the bomb planted. Somebody does go in for a frag of his own, but he gets tagged up in the process. Bolts is still tapping on the box. It still seems to feel like the bomb planter is there. Of course, we have the benefit of knowing that's not the case.
Somebody has a pretty sick position. Although they're both 1 dig away from dying. He has a glow now, so... As low as this is, Bolts shouldn't be able to get this if they play it right.
Absolutely. Especially it doesn't have a kit either, so he can't even go for like a cheeky full-on defuse.
Yeah, great job by TyLoo here. Not peeking, not giving the frag, and somebody actually gets it there, so... Great job. Good late round play by TyLoo there. That got really scary though, and TyLoo actually ended up being very individual that round, and it kind of gets scary where like a CZ can push and just grab a gun and not get traded. So I think TyLoo should have grouped up a little bit faster there and used their utility better when entering on the A site.
This round should very much be more of the same, as now Immortals don't have Kevlar behind the pistols. They are going to be going raw, so to speak. Only a P250. That's honestly all they have going through into this. Couple player stacking mids for both Attacker and Mo. It's going to be somebody with the first kill. Bolts should be favourite to pick up this P250 frag, but was battling against the aim punch the whole way and will be punished. All on steel now, as 4 of his compadres have came and gone. He is going to get the 1 kill, and that's all she wrote. TyLoo have bridged the gap, but Immortals will have their first rifle round. Their CT side coming up now.
10-8, not bad, not terrible. See if they can get this first gun round and get some things rolling here. Mo gonna grab the op. Has a pretty decent spawn for window. See if he actually has the confidence to just straight up peek it. Maybe?
Looks like it's...
No, they're gonna go for the top mid smoke.
Yeah, going for the smoke instead. Maybe peeking behind it. Penny is also there with his AWP, so it would have been interesting to see these two battle off against each other. Maybe further down the line we'll see that. But for the time being, Mo is just trying to tap himself through the smoke, see if he can get a fortunate kill. Phelps is down to 15, which is definitely a worry for the CTs, as he scampers back towards the B side on short. A bit of a stalemate in mid. I would definitely say that Fancy's favours TyLoo, though, considering their utility and the fact that Phelps is down to 15. There's only a HE in the hands of Immortals right now. It's kind of worrying with so much time left.
Oh, window smoke missed.
Oops.
Not good, boys. I actually do like that TyLoo's taking middle here, because they're not too much of a default team. So I actually like that they're actually taking middle control, making Immortals feel uncomfortable in their setup. And now, I mean, Immortals has nothing to work with in terms of utility, so... I mean, this late round, if they can get a nice pinch on the site, this could be the round. Phelps playing so aggressive with 10 HP. He probably could have swapped with the guy that's playing into the B site, but...
Indeed. Very, very aggro. Maybe feeling like he had that confidence surging through him. Fancied his chances. Instead he goes down. Again, it's Steel in a clutch scenario. First kill will go his way, but down to 19. I think that's where the red light comes in. I say, okay, not really too much hope of getting this clutch going my way. I just want to save the M4 instead. And of course, that's after Immortals go for their first rifle round of this CT side. So that's going to be a bit of a worry for them. But TyLoo still will have a 1-round deficit. You fancy them to bring this back to a 10-10. However, as Immortals won't have a great deal going through for the next round. But TyLoo looking good on their T side so far.
Yeah, that was actually, if they can do more rounds like that, that was awesome. Like taking mid control, doing a nice A split. Um, I think Phelps probably gave them an unnecessary entry, but I mean, really, they went and split A anyways. So great round by TyLoo.
I think we definitely saw as well the lack of utility going through into that mid round was so detrimental to Immortals. I think I called it at one point they had a HE and that was it with like a minute and 10 remaining.
Yeah, that's
definitely
hurt.
tough. And maybe that's one of the reasons why they went for Phelps playing Mirage, realizing that they couldn't really afford to give up too much more control. But whichever way you spin it, TyLoo will be waiting a little while longer before they get closer to that 10-10 score line, as a pause has been called by Immortals. And is there anything that's really jumping out to you here, Eric, about Immortals CT side, or is it too early to tell? Because obviously we haven't had a great deal of rounds so far.
Yeah, it's definitely too early to tell. Like, if I was Immortals right now, you'd use this just as like a kind of a chilling period. It's like, all right, guys, we got this. Let's not play. You know, they don't really need to change anything or do anything too creative right now. I think if you just play your default CT side setup, you're gonna win. So I hope they just don't like do anything too crazy, like run up middle and think they have to like, you know, push apartments or something. I hope that they just play standard and play their game.
Absolutely. I just saw someone comment as well that why do casters talk about utility? It's not like it can change anything. Bruh, come on. Utility's massive. Come on now.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Alright.
There's a reason players buy it, bruh. Right, Immortals anyway. They're going to be coming into this round, and they're just going to have an M4 and a CZ with armor. The rest of the players coming through with upgraded pistols. Kind of like what we expected, all things considered, but obviously the pause maybe trying to take some momentum away, just having a quick chat amongst themselves. Two players strong in mid. Again, we're seeing the same smoke right off the bat to make sure no one gets picked off from a cheeky 1D.
Steel has cleared out B, so he should be saying, guys, watch A, I'm rotating. Stay alive. No, not again.
Not like this, TyLoo. It looks like they're somewhat stabilizing though, as they have picked up a few more kills, leaving Steel in yet another clutch. This time, he does have a few more nades to play with and a kit. So if he can get this next kill, it will make the round interesting. I think the main issue right now though is that Fancy's in connector. I'm not entirely sure if Steel knows it. He's not even required though, because Mo picks him on the cross. And TyLoo will equalise this up. Immortals back for another buy, and Henny once again with the AWP.
Yeah, decent run by TyLoo there, taking mid control and then just splitting up A. So they didn't like feel too forced to just rush into a site, which I like from them. So this is a big round.
He's going to jump on board with Henny. I'm curious to see how he's going to play this. He had a really good spawn for window.
Look at him playing. He's throwing a one-way at Underpass. So this is such a big play, and he really has no help. I mean, he has Phelps on catwalk that can maybe flash him out, but this is an all-in type of play for Henny.
Absolutely. He will live to fight another day, though, it seems. As a result of the sheer amount of smokes that land in mid, the terrorists couldn't see anything accompanied by a few flashes. So it's a heavy investment for Immortals with their smokes. You can see they only have one smoke left now in Phelps' hands. So we're in that same kind of position again. I mean, they do have plenty of flashes and incendiaries behind it.
Did you see if that was a teammate's Molotov or a teammate's smoke at connector that allowed Henny to get back? Or was that a missed window smoke?
I think it was one of his teammates' smokes. Oh, somebody with 2 kills though. And with a molly landing on CT boxes, Lucas is forced back. So he's not going to be able to repel the push for now. And it looks like the bomb will get planted. So TyLoo,
this is looking great.
Exactly.
Taking mid control, forcing Immortals back, doing A splits again. Just keep doing this, TyLoo. This is working well.
Certainly is. And now it's up to the CTs to try and rummage together a plan as to how they can retake. You can see all of TyLoo are retaking on the same side of the map. The problem is there's so many angles to cover, and with a lack of grenades here, this is where, you know, an incendiary, a smoke, a HE, just anything could be a massive benefit. Lucas, though, is going to get the 1 kill before getting traded out. Now it's up to Steel, and he's just trying to live, honestly, just pushing to Palace. And TyLoo have got their 5th, in fact, their 6th consecutive round now on their T side. The Immortals seemingly are just collapsing.
This is good stuff by TyLoo. But, I mean, they just took mid control, forced Henny out of middle, put a lot of pressure there on him, and I mean, they baited a lot of utility at middle as well, and then just ended up splitting A again. Somebody coming out, getting a 2K. Somebody is 23 and 12 right now, so he's nuts.
Absolutely. Immortals back into familiar territory. Pistols and not a great deal else. 3-player strong push in mid. Captain Mo's watching the flank in Palace. And meanwhile, the bomb carrier of somebody is on the B outside. Fancy with the first kill. As he put down a 25, courtesy of a HE from window. I believe that was Bolts who threw that one in. He's been spotted by Steel and will get finished off. So maybe that is going to open Bolts' opportunity to try and go in for some more kills. Somebody, though, is going to be spotted with the bomb. And that forces Bolts' hand, and in doing so, he just moves into his own demise. This is where Mo could be favourite to get a kill. As Lucas is peering around the corner, actually decides to go down to ramp instead. And DD getting tagged up, so with 57 seconds left, Immortals still do have a glimmer of hope in this round.
Yeah, TyLoo needed to group up and get trade kills a lot sooner. I do not like Mo going into apartments on an eco at all. He's actually going to get caught out right now throwing a flash. What's the point of that flash right there from Mo? Unfortunately, like, if you're playing against pistols, like, that's the last spot I want to be is in halls where people are probably going to rush you with pistols, so... Mo should have probably just been with the majority of his team there. No need to get an opening pick with an op on an eco round.
Absolutely. Now, the bomb in kitchen's going to go across to B. We'll get planted. 20 seconds left, so more than enough time for TyLoo. Immortals with an AWP and a kit in the hands of Lucas. This round's far from over. DD is low on top of that, and somebody's been spotted and does get a little bit tagged on the shoulder. Decent positions have been assumed by TyLoo. They've got a player in apps, which is DD up on the chair. And I believe that somebody's around the bench at the back. A lot of time has been taken, though, from the two Brazilians. And now it's all up to Lucas with the AWP. And I think he's got half a mind just to back away and try and save. So TyLoo are going to pick up yet another round. Close. It was a tough round for TyLoo, but they've got it all the same.
Yep. TyLoo playing that round very well at the end as well. In that 2v2, not giving any peeks or not dying, so playing that well. Immortals going to use their second time out here to try to put something together.
The weird thing is I actually think that was TyLoo calling the pause, so I'm not sure
really?
if this is a technical pause then, because would you realistically call a pause when you're, 7 rounds in a row? I can't really see the benefits of that.
Yeah, not really. Not really. No one does that.
Yeah, maybe a case of losing your head, maybe just trying to get your focus back. But yeah, I mean, typically teams just going to keep playing as long as they can when they're in this kind of form, when they're in this kind of momentum behind them. As you said before, somebody has been godlike. 24 and 12, his current score. Bolt's 23 and 15.
But yeah, you can see the difference between TyLoo and Immortals anti-eco. Like, TyLoo had the idea to take mid-control, but after they got mid-control, they kind of didn't have, like, an end plan, right? When Immortals, they take mid-control, and they know exactly where they're going, and they always have someone trading kills. But TyLoo takes mid-control, and then they're like, okay, we got mid. What's the, what are we doing now? So, it looks like the end round is more clean on Immortals on the anti-eco rounds.
Ooh, I was actually going to go in deeper into the beast. He does see Steel jumping up and down, and that's going to keep him interested for now. Molly just behind him. Meanwhile, mid is somewhat of a chaotic battlefield. Somebody has lost his life. The bomb in transit just behind Attacker. In fact, I believe that's underpass, so it's going to be heading up towards the staircase instead. So Immortals is one of the best opportunities they've had to get their first round on the side for the CT. Can they convert it, though? They've got the weapons, they've got nades, they've got kits. Surely this is where they start to open up their account here on the CT side.
Yeah, this is going to be up to Mo here. See if we can get an off opening pick. Oh, barely misses the guy. Ticket there. Giving him a little shoulder peek. And he's going to concede middle here, and I don't know what they're going to be doing here. They're kind of just lurking under pass. Maybe go back to the A split that's been working so successfully.
Yeah,
with that attacker and ladder room here, this is a very awesome positioning for them. So maybe able to catch someone off guard, but they're kind of turtled up on the A side here.
And with time running scarce, TyLoo may be forced into an A hit. That's where the bulk of the CTs are. Henny with his AWP alongside Bolts currently laid in wait. But they also have Lucas in shadow. DD, who's a player in Palace, typically he'll want to throw a Molotov out to make sure no one's here. It's not even going to matter. He just walks straight out and lands the shot regardless. Mo is flashed to the forehead. Can't see a single thing, but he's going to keep himself in the fight. 7 seconds. The terrorists have got to get this planted right here, right now. It's going to be going down. DD taking a bit of damage. And he's going to get that bomb planted just about as Henny comes to the rescue for the kill on Mo after he takes down Bolts. But it's another 2-on-2. Immortals have an AWP and an M4 in play. TyLoo have a Molotov and a HE. And the bad news for Immortals, they don't have a smoke to extinguish this molly. So TyLoo could very well win this round too. They're looking for that defuse, trying to draw out the two terrorists into play. Steel keeps tapping it over and over again, hoping, praying that DD peeks, and indeed he will. Attacker is going to come back for his own frag. Here comes the spray, but it's going to be Attacker for his third, and TyLoo will pick up a 13th round.
That is nuts. I mean, great play by TyLoo there. I would say the mistake on Immortal's side is for some reason they had Henny and CT spawn watching like the window flank, thinking that someone got boosted window or, you know, watching that rat hole. And instead they had a rifle just hiding in the corner at Ticket. I think you should be having the M4 watch the flank and have that op posted up on Ticket. And that's just like, if someone walks out a ramp like Mo did, that opera at Ticket will always win that battle. So you need to have your opera getting that entry, especially when, you know, TyLoo's just walking out places.
I'm a bit speechless here, Eric. I thought this map would be a fairly comfortable victory to Immortals.
Me too. I'm loving it.
That's now 8 rounds in a row to TyLoo on their T sides. Remember coming in at half time, they were 10-5 behind. It was looking so poor for them. They won the second pistol as they won the first one, and since then it's been one-way traffic. And Immortals will be into a bye. I was going to say a force, but they will have enough for the next round anyway. Of course, they've got full round loss coming in anyway. But it will be an AWP and an MP9 and a few pistols with Kevlar. So enough to make a dent, but the way TyLoo have been playing, it's probably not going to be enough. Yeah,
I hope TyLoo actually keeps playing slow, because they're playing very low actually late round, which is like really great to see. Like, I don't want to see them rush into anything, so Phelps engagement out low, we're going to lose that to the CZ. Phelps loves pushing this, so...
Oh, Steel. So close to landing the frag onto Attacker, who did return fire onto Phelps. Steele's going to go straight in for the kill. He's surely going to get traded out by DD. Indeed he will. And meanwhile, Mo makes short work of Lucas on the other side of the battlefield. That was on ramp. So Immortals, once again, get the opening trades. But it somewhat subsides. Can't really blame them this round, though. They have far inferior firepower to TyLoo. Bomb has been salvaged. Minute left on the time. TyLoo pretty much have every option available to them.
Yeah, right now TyLoo just needs to gun out and just group together. You don't want to get flanked, you know, with a smoke out, flash out, and I mean, Henny still has a hop here, so this round is really up in the air. So see what TyLoo decides to do this late round. They're both in T spawn, just, you know, walking out. Mo's just staying zoomed in, which is good, so he doesn't get hurt. And Fancy throwing Molotov window, and DD is just following up on Mo here. So it's just going to be an A split again.
I'm curious where this smoke's going to go. If Mo chucks that into jungle, then Henny's completely screwed. There's not much he can do. But if he lands a frag on the cross, especially as time again is ticking down. Oh, so unlucky. He lands the leg, but can't finish off the kill onto Fancy. The bomb will be getting planted. That I think was Henny's maybe chance to bring this back in the favour of Immortals. Instead, maybe looking for exits and try and save for a healthier buy in the next round. If someone gift wraps their life away here, then maybe they'll be baited into a retake.
Yeah, exactly. And they're just going to concede it, which is smart. And you can bring this into next round, and everyone, you know, the full loss bonus, so Immortals will be fine next round. Oh, did they know Henny had the op this round? I don't know if he took a shot at all that whole round until jungle.
I don't think he did, you know. I think it was when he hit Fancy on the cross, and that's probably when the alarm bells began to ring. Pardon me. But yes, it's full round loss bonus. The problem now, though, for Immortals, you've got the currency coming in, but the scoreboard is what really counts now. You are down to your last chance ultimately. You've got to start converting from here on out.
So they're having 4 30-second timeouts. We're still doing that, right?
I believe so, yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, they still have timeouts here, I guess, if they could use all 4 just on this half. And Phelps going to grab a double up, so changing some up.
Alright, let's see if the second AWP's going to help. He'll be running the second AWP onto the short side. Bolton, meanwhile, is going to be putting down the first kill onto mid. does land the headshot onto DD, so bomb's got dropped. I don't think it's in a... No, it's definitely not in an unsalvageable position. You can easily get that. Unless Immortals decide to push up mid. And meanwhile, Phelps is peering into apps. There is a player in there. Somebody hiding in the smoke. Position is not tenable just yet for the CTs.
Look at somebody.
Oh, that spray so close. How is he still alive?
He jumped through. Oh man, somebody just trying to make something happen there. That was such a cocky play, but I respect it.
Pretty nuts. Does get punished. Will be put down. Phelps, in the meanwhile, you can hear the rat-a-tat-tat of the AK just next to him. Does miss out on that shot. Attacker doesn't come back in for seconds, and Phelps has missed the second one. Doesn't quite get punished for it. Does eat a bit of damage, but with bolts and steel so low, this next kill could be very important indeed. Again, Immortals, after if they do win this, which you assume they will in the 5-on-2, resetting their own loss bonus, need to retain as many of these weapons as possible for the longer haul.
Yeah, TyLoo should just be trying to kill as many as they can, other than just trying to win the round, right? So, getting weapons down would be massive here.
Yeah,
and Mo can see his head. Bolt at CD spawn. His head shows over top of the ticket box.
Ooh. Attacker's gone in with the AK, and then getting tagged up from behind. That flashbang's on point, but I'm not entirely sure he threw that. That may have walked in the CTs. It doesn't end up mattering in the end. Only the one player will lose his life. And Immortals, welcome to the scoreboard on CT side. It took quite a while, but better late than never.
Yeah, Bolt and Steel both had like a combined less than 10 health there, so them staying alive was so massive. Great job by Immortals, keeping as many alive as possible.
Yeah, it really was kind of a two-pronged round, that one. Win the round, keep as many weapons alive as possible.
Yep.
And they win it and only lose one. So in that case, it's a double tick.
So Immortals changing up their style here. They're gonna go for just a full execute on the A site, and they have like a kind of a weird execute. They just throw like every smoke possible, and just wall off the entire site from triple to jungle, with also smoking under balcony and side.
Attacker getting wrecked in the backside courtesy of his teammates, but we'll get the entry anyway. Second frag could be coming in, gets flashed. The worst possible moment from his perspective. He was just about to see the head of Phelps peering off. Again, the trade will come back. A much more aggressive round for TyLoo. He is going to yield a bomb plant. And this could very well be the beginning of the end for Immortals. They've got to retake this site. They've got to go in for broke. There's no point saving right now. 3-on-3, they'll certainly be fancying this, especially as Steel has now picked up the kill on Tomo. This does open up the options as far as Immortals are concerned. Fancy playing a fairly aggressive position in the triple box. And to see Henny and his AWP peering through the wall. Can he get any more frags from there? Here comes the second one. Surely not. Fancy on just 16 health. He's going to go for the final spray, and Bolts will survive on 12. And will just about dig Immortals out of a deep ditch, but they lost 4 players in that round. That's going to sting.
Nice try to Fancy there. Almost able to get that 1v2. And that was close. I mean, that Molotov at Firebox really, whoever was in there just got flushed out, and so great utility work by them, Molotoving fire. And I think I want TyLoo to just go back to taking mid control and playing slow.
Let's see if that's going to be the case. Mo had the best spawn. He's going to be going in with the AWP. Again, they're going to be waiting for the mid smoke. Oh, misses his opportunity. Is that going to cost him his life? Doesn't miss the second time. Well played by Mo to take down Phelps, and that's a pretty big scalp to take. However, Steel comes back with a kill of his own elsewhere on the map. That's over on the B side.
Somebody was actually out of the B window. Holy crap.
Super aggro again.
Yeah, I think after Mo gets that pick, he just kind of chill and see if any sloppy plays happen from Immortals, but he was actually out of the window, just completely committed. So maybe a little bit too anxious there from somebody.
Let's see if that comes back to sting TyLoo. 4-4. Both teams have an AWP intact and enough grenades to make a go of this round. Certainly TyLoo have the upper hand in that regard. And he goes for the peak. Doesn't actually land.
Such an unfortunate shot there.
Yeah. Doesn't land it, but doesn't take any health either. I was kind of surprised that he didn't get at least tagged once by an attacker. So, bit of a stalemate scenario where TyLoo like, okay, screw this, we'll just relocate.
Yeah. Yeah, they got spotted from so far away that I like that they just backed off. And now look, the CT's positioning is not very great. You have bolted window, Lucas on stairs, and they have bomb sites like kind of open for grabs here, but everyone's just gonna go middle.
Lucas will land the frag onto Fancy, when maybe a bit too aggressively. I think he was caught slightly changing his weapon. 17 seconds left. We'll see Steel peek around the corner. Only the one killed, but the House of Cards comes crumbling down. And Immortals, when it rains, it seems to pour for them. 3 rounds in a row, and here comes another pause by TyLoo. This time it makes a lot more sense to call a tactical pause, as suddenly things are looking a little bit sketchier.
Yeah, I think they just decided to go mid there just because they only had 20 seconds left. You know, like, the best play, obviously, you know, it's very easy for us to see here with the overlay, like, was to go and split A with someone, like, lurking up connector after A executes. But I think they were just, like, kind of forced on time. They're like, okay, let's go middle, you know, up catwalk, you know, on the fly calling there, which it could have worked out, honestly, if they had, like, a smoke on connector. It seemed like the guys at B actually flushed out and went to A, so, I mean, it could have went their way. It's a nice try from TyLoo.
I like that they weren't fully stubborn on just pushing B regardless, that they did,
yeah,
they
like
did have their options open to rotate. Even though it didn't end up working, you know, it's one of those kind of things, if it works, you think it's a genius move.
Yeah, exactly.
So, 14 to 13, TyLoo have gone for a partial buy, including pistols and a couple of Kevlars. This is the kind of buy when you're expecting to see them go for a B hit, and a very aggressive one. Molotov has connected, going to be waiting for that smoke. I assume once that molly is cleared. Second player will be coming in though. Phelps will be now rotating through onto the B side itself. He was looking up mid just beforehand. So Steel, although he was a bit vulnerable before, now there could be a crossfire implemented by Immortals.
Yeah, this is going to be a smoke wall onto the B side. They're going to smoke both sides of the pillar on catwalk, I'm pretty sure. And hopefully what they're trying to do is, you know, eliminate Phelps from having this crossfire.
Somebody going in first. Steel is finding his timelines. The headshot though to somebody through the smoke because he got blocked. He realised that something was amiss. But he will not be missing out on those P250 shots. Problem is, on the second time of asking, he will fall down. The Tech 9 is doing what it can, but Immortals have now brought us back to even. This would be a heartbreak for TyLoo. Like, this map was in their hands.
Yeah, they won with pistols. Things were going well. I mean, they lost some anti-ecos, but, I mean, this is their match to win.
Full AK is the name of the game now for TyLoo. They've got a very healthy dosage of nades behind it. They don't have an AWP. I would say, though, on the T side, the AWP hasn't been that effective for them, though. Certainly more effective on the CT side. And he's going to go for this play again. We saw it earlier, smoking himself off after jumping out of the window. But this time, no one's home for the T's. They're not going to be peeking him.
Yeah, this is good. Looks like they're just going to do a late mid control, which is where they've had a lot of success, just, you know, splitting A through mid.
Still looking is Henny. Of course, even if he doesn't get kills, it's a bit of information for the rest of his team to work off. Just Mo hiding in Palace, the rest of his team on the other side of the map, mid and B, app side respectively.
Yeah, super focused are Immortals at holding middle here. Phelps is ladder room, ready to help. People looking to go into connector. Henny looking for those aggro peaks. And just a lot of map control still for Immortals here.
Indeed, 3 incendiaries still in their hands too, so they can, whether it's fending off a B hit or indeed on the retake, these incendiaries could be pretty vital for them. 40 seconds is now coming up on the board, and TyLoo still yet to have really made a move. They are stacking up for that push, whereas Mo was hiding in Palace early. He's now joined the rest of his brethren, and with 30 seconds, here we go. The green light has been punched in, and Fancy will be going in first for his team, looking for that spray. Lands it onto Steel, who's completely flashed out of the round. Comes up to Phelps now to take the place of his fallen teammate with the A4. The players are just piling on top of him. This is looking much better for TyLoo. And Immortals, after losing those first 2 players from their positioning where they're moving, I think they've already given up this round. They're like, okay, screw it. We've got plenty of equipment value over 20k. Let's not throw any of that away.
Wow, those entries from TyLoo just doing work. I mean, that's pretty good nade work by them. Immortals actually had it double mollied as well. I mean, Phelps read the play like 5 seconds before it happened. He left ladder room, came up to catwalk, threw a molly, but Steel just not able to like delay them at all, and just kind of dying. You know, Phelps was smoked off, pop flashed, just too much pressure put on Phelps. And then going for the pause.
Plot thickens.
Might as well.
Gone the full distance, the full 30 rounds.
Not like this.
So Immortals will have enough to buy. That much is certain, hence their save decision. This will give them a healthy buy going through into the 30th and potentially last round of this map. Of course, if they do take this, we'll be going into overtime. And TyLoo will certainly have their work cut out for them. But even to get to this point, I'd say is incredibly impressive after being 10-5 behind. Going onto your T-half. Like, for a lot of teams, that would be a bridge too far.
Yeah, they've shown some pretty good T-side Mirage. I like it.
Right, the pauses came and gone. Immortals, can you take us into overtime? Or is this where TyLoo caused the first upset? I think it's safe to say it would be an upset here. The first upset of the tournament, at least as far as we're concerned. I realise there's another game going on at the same time. I believe that Liquid are playing. I'm not sure how that one ended. I'll catch up on that after we finish this one. Window, smoke, actually not quite landing. Bolts has still got free reign to spray out. You can see the flashes are coming down, but it's going to be Henny who gets the first kill. Bolts goes back in for seconds, and he's been able to relocate into jungle. It's been a bit of a horror show for TyLoo the opening 10-15 seconds of this round. Can they stabilize? It's not looking likely. It's all on Mo. And it seems like we will be going to overtime. Lucas is just trying to bide his time for the rest of the team to come up, but they're not required.
Clean
As
every
you like.
time TyLoo has gone like super aggressive, they've actually just lost the round, and Immortals had just to kind of sweep them.
Oh,
So
man.
we'll see how they take that OT. I mean, now you gotta favor Immortals on all the gun rounds. TyLoo got a lot of free rounds just with the pistol round, following ecos. Especially if Henny wakes up too. And
Definitely.
Mo not going with an off OT, so they're gonna keep it just with the rifles. Keep with the rifles here.
Yeah, I definitely feel as if the AWPs just haven't been quite as beneficial for TyLoo on the T side. On the CT side, I'd be very surprised if we don't see at least an AWP, maybe two, depending on how they're feeling. I mean, it is a heavy investment. 10k. Somebody goes down first though, and Lucas with the opening frag is going to dent another TyLoo T round. This time it's looking more of a case of let's see how it goes for TyLoo. They don't really have any kind of set play in place just yet. Of course, that can change very quickly. But Bomb now is starting to scamper its way over on the T side. This surely is where Immortals, where the steady heads, the likes of Bolts, really shines through. I mean, this has to be where they step up to the plate.
Yeah, they're not really feeling much pressure either. Like no mid control. Bolts is just peeking mid nonstop. Has a ton of information. They actually smoke top mid late, which is not bad because need to put some doubt into Immortals to say, hey, maybe they're taking mid control. But Bolts is gonna rotate ticket. He's reading that to coming A. Henny is just still connector holding middle. So here comes the execute.
You have to be all down to entries if TyLoo want to get anything out of this round. 30 seconds left as Henny opens up his account for this round. Bolts, in the meanwhile, is doing what he's done consistently in the CT boxes. It's just waste a bit of time for terrorists. 20 seconds now. Bolts lands the frag through the smoke onto attacker, and that probably is going to be good enough. It may very well be a bomb plant. Actually, it does get stopped with about a millisecond to go. And now Mo with 4 health. What can he realistically get done here? Maybe a kill, maybe just try and save the AK, but that's about all.
Yeah, just save. Uh-oh.
Oh no! After time
Is that
as
after?
well.
Yep.
Well, it's not that bad actually. Still got
No.
5,500.
Oh no, they had the bomb. Oh yeah, they didn't have the bomb down. Right.
No, didn't get it planted.
Bolts like random through the smoke. That's sick.
TyLoo, for the first time, we've really seen their T side look a bit sketchy. I mean, there were a couple of hiccups in regulation, but you always had a feeling like they bounced back. This is the first time where I think Immortals are now favourites again to take this. After TyLoo in the driver's seat for so long. Felt like forever. DD peeking through mids. He's going to get a nade for his troubles. Just loses 17 health. Not a huge deal.
Mo posted up on apartments here. He's gonna. Oh no, not gonna get an opportunity. He gets mollied out and gets spotted. So no one's gonna give him the peek here. Oh, they actually missed the smoke, and Bolts challenges it.
And Bolts will get the kill. That's rough. Also, it stops their attack being multi-pronged because that is the player in Palace, I believe, that died.
Yeah, and look, Immortals is just so stacked on middle too. They're just gonna fight it.
He's going to throw try some aggression. There's the first one. With Bolts being low in window, had he peeked and died, that would have made the round a bit more interesting, but he is still certainly alive. As long as he plays his cards right, sets some kind of crossfire, can still be very useful, but his teammate Steel's gone down.
Caught off guard. Did you see that?
No, I was specking Didi. Did you just kind of have a derpy moment, or...?
Yeah, he just wasn't looking at all. He just got completely caught off guard on Catwalk.
Rip. So 2-on-2. TyLoo were looking... They may have just been edged out here after Bolts got the first kill. Bolts is still on the map, of course, alongside Lucas. This Molly could very well keep Bolts at bay. He can't afford to push through the Molotov. Actually, it lands just behind him, so now he's pushed his way in. Lucas on the other side is going to be trying to turn the noose around Attacker's neck. And there comes the frag, and now it's looking so ominous for Immortals. Bolts at just 16 health, gets plucked out of thin air by Attacker for his third kill, and TyLoo do equalize.
I can't believe they made that round happen there. Like, that was crazy. Good job by TyLoo getting up Catwalk there. I mean, Steel just got caught off guard so... I don't know if someone just wasn't spotting Catwalk. Steel was just watching upper B, just in the middle of the open. Two guys just, you know, hippoed up Cat and just killed a guy in the back. Mo going apartments with his off again.
Yeah. Immortals haven't really played super aggro through Palace on their CT side, but there's no reason for Mo not to try and utilize that spawn.
Yeah, he likes to just try getting early picks, and they're going to the set piece. Not sure I like this from TyLoo. This seems like to be, yeah, this seems to be like their bread and butter. They love this strat.
Oh, they've already eaten so much grenade damage though. Didi and somebody both get spanked, most down to 74 on top of that. Maybe still good enough HP to get this bomb planted. Didi goes for it as the flashes and smokes do connect. But now the wraparound for Phelps. Look at his position. He should be at least able to get the kill on Mo, if not more. Mo doesn't hear the footsteps, and he will be a dead man. Last two remaining terrorists are both in ramp. They've been smoked off, flashed off. It's not looking good. An attacker pushing through grenades. Fancy last player, not for much longer. And Immortals will have this round. 17-16, and I mean, you did call at the time. You're not entirely sure about that play, and TyLoo just didn't get much out of it.
Yeah, they love that strat. They've run it like all their last matches. They've run that same exact strat, and it just seems like, you know, let's throw 5 smokes on the site and just hope for the best. Like, only the bomber runs out, plants in a smoke, and everyone else is like, all right, I'm gonna sit back, and I don't know. It just seems like it's kind of like a Hail Mary. I think they're playing better, just playing the other style.
I think it plays to their strengths a little bit more as well, like their crazy aim.
Yeah, they're just like running out, and yep.
Maybe a bit predictable as well, because you saw as soon as that first smoke landed, there was 2 or 3 nades just put right into ramp, and it just shredded the bulk of TyLoo's aggression.
Yeah, no one even wanted to like get aggressive and find entry, so you know, all the utility and OT on Immortals was so easy to retake too.
So, step up to the plate, Attacker. You must be able to hear all these footsteps. The flash is not going to connect on him. Oh, he comes out second best in that trade. Meanwhile, Didi from behind. He's sparring through the smoke. Not quite the right side of the smoke. Unfortunate for him. But look at Immortals' health. Bolts, Phelps, Henny, they're all incredibly low. With so much time left to play with. Bolts is certainly in a sketchy position on Tetris and decides to use that smoke while it's still up. Back away, but thinks better of it. Actually goes back into Tetris again, so it would appear that Immortals are going to stick to their guns and try and fake out a rotate and then play A all the same.
And Didi has a great position here at upper B, so you know, all the other players at A can just feel kind of comfortable in knowing that they're not going upper B. But Phelps is actually gonna, you know, find an opening here at Catwalk and just gonna walk up, so this could be a massive flank from Phelps.
Into kitchen already. Could very well be a case of Immortals just waiting for Phelps to get himself in a position to strike.
Definitely, yeah.
Oh, that's certainly going to put a bit of a halter on this play. Henny, he's going to take down Mo. And Phelps is still biding his time like a coiled viper, ready to strike. There's the first one, spots the gun, peeking round. Somebody should be a dead man, but somehow gets the kill with the P250. And now Henny, with his minimal health, minimal time, is a goner. TyLoo will get us back to 17 apiece.
I mean, Mo grabbing those 2 op picks to start the round, and somebody somehow surviving Phelps there. Like, that was crazy. Just swinging out, getting a 50-50 headshot. Like, somebody making it happen.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts, wasn't it? P250. I think he had an AWP as well, so I had to use
he was just
side
stuck in the corner. Yeah, great play by him.
Oh, goes to the peak. Oh, he's going to get a grenade for his troubles, but now at least he knows there's a player to his left-hand side. That flashbang will force him away. That's the utility is so important. The spray and bolts lands it onto Mo. He gets stuck on the wall. I'm not entirely sure.
I don't know. Why did he stay up there?
Yeah, I can only assume he got stuck on the wall.
Yeah, I think Mo smoked himself and then peeked out in front of it, right? But he tried to make Immortals think that, hey, like, we smoked off apartments, we're not here, and then he peeks in front of it. So nice try by Mo, but that guy read it so well. And Steel's already into the B site.
Somebody, what? He's still just looking out the window as his teammate died by his side. Didn't flinch, didn't budge a muscle. And the Immortals have took this round in style. So can TyLoo connect the dots and take us to second overtime? It's not looking good. I mean, it's only really DD and somebody that have a bunch of money. I mean, maybe they can drop a couple of lower tier weapons, maybe a UMP for that, something like that.
Steel just single-handedly lurking out of B and just getting 3 kills. So he's 26 frags. Steel's playing pretty well right now.
He sure is. 37-18 for bolts. And then a few plays in the mid-20s for Immortals. Really, everybody's had their moments in the sun. No one's had a terrible game. Bolts is going to be gearing up. Let's see if we can get that 40 bomb going his way. Indeed, it will be a couple of UMPs in the hands of TyLoo. Attacker. He's been in this position before, and you can see that Immortals were certainly wise to that. Grenades nearly shreds half of his health just by itself, so worthwhile utility.
Yeah, they're playing close with the and Fancy's kind of playing far away. Has a pop flash ready for attacker. Not gonna blind bolts though.
Somebody in steel just on the other side of the smoke to one another. That pop flash lands in the eyes of somebody. Beautiful play, and Steel will reap the kill and put Immortals in such a good position now with a second kill onto DD.
Another one.
Another one. And it looks like we will not be having another overtime, barring some kind of a massive play. Fancy's got his first one, but the bomb is now rotating its way through the T-spawn towards A, which will be in the hands of Mo. He's not going to be up to the task as Bolts puts him down, just one shy of the 40. Fancy, 1 on 4. And it's not going to happen. Immortals do dodge bullets somehow, some way. Have picked up this map, but it was looking so poor for them at one stage. That